Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we had another loaded SmackDown. I really like the free TV right now. With last SmackDown, this Raw, this SmackDown has been great. NXT, if you throw that in there, great, and Evolve, all great. That is just a solid lineup of shows. So let's just jump into it and we'll figure this out as we go along to show you. So we started off the show with John Cena. That led into Cody Rhodes, led into Randy Orton, led into LA Knight. I like it. I mean, it was trying to show off a little bit of the King of the Ring tournament type stuff to lead into also the match. Um, the fatal four way. So I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, John Cena had multiple segments as smacked up, which I think is what is needed for the champion. Not to mention just the whole point of having Cena have the belt is that we actually see him. Like I know the memes and all that, but come on, I feel like this is something that we needed to see, and I'm glad we got three separate segments with him in there. So I think all that was good. This opening segment was great. Put it up in S tier. Kind of just shows that a lot of people are gunning for him. It actually makes like that story feel good because there's three names right there that are gunning for him. You got CM Punk already with a next match. I mean, they got feuds and stuff planned ahead, which I really hope they don't go against Randy Orton again. Nothing against Randy Orton. I just liked that that was their last ever thing in St. Louis. I mean, obviously I saw it, so I'm a little bit biased, but I kind of feel like to keep it special, that should be their ending. Now, if it's like a triple threat, I guess maybe it would be a little bit better, but I feel like it shouldn't be here. Next up, we get the match. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but the graphics that they released, the little crown was on everybody who won. I didn't know if somebody tried to be cheeky with that, but that's how it ended up being. It was kind of odd, but I guess all four matches were like that. So that's interesting. I really feel like that feels like not a coincidence or like something that you should be paying attention to, I guess, if you were the graphic designer. But I guess it didn't happen. But this match itself, I thought was pretty good. It was had a lot of fun. I really was excited that they actually didn't let Carmelo take the pin. I really thought that was how it's going to end. We had LA Knights get demolished by Seth Rollins goons and stuff. So that was perfectly what they need because that sets that feud up further, which I'm glad. I'm hoping we get that at Night of Champions. It probably be a Saturday Night main event feud, but I'm cool with that. I mean, it puts something in for LA Knight and gives Seth, more screen time, which I think is always a good thing. So this match I thought was pretty entertaining. I put it up at A tier. Randy Orton winning, I think, was the right call. Obviously, this whole tournament kind of has like some weird vibes to it because it's like there's going to be some decisions that they're going to have to make and people aren't going to be completely happy about it or like it's not going to make a lot of sense to some of the stories that they're doing, but it's just stuff is going to happen. Next up, we had Jacob Fatu cut, pretty nice little like babyface promo, just being that he's on his own and all that, and Solo saying that like, no, I mean I made you and all that, and I want to hear the four words I want to hear that I love you Solo next week. So I'm cooking with this feud. I like it. I'm completely down. I do wish it were like face to face, but like this little mafia thing was fine, I guess, with JC Marrero just kind of being in the back like that 13-year-old that got his first fin of sunglasses and thinks he's kind of cool. So I'll put it up at A. I'm still like ready for this feud to go, but I don't think it's fully taken off yet. So I'm happy for it. So I think it'll be a good idea. I really do feel like Solo should dethrone Fatu. I think it would be the story perfect for it. Plus, it would really elevate Solo with not taking too much away from Jacob Fatu. Next up, we had the first women's Fatal Four Way. This one was not good. I feel like Meacham did a lot of stuff in the background to really help this go in there, but I feel like they should have just maybe changed around the opponents. I feel like having somebody like Candice LeRae and like Nia Jax switching on this or something. I felt like having Piper Niven and Nia Jax in it, like you were only going to be able to do like strengths and then jumps on them. Like they really didn't get to do much of anything, and I felt like everybody kind of suffered. So I put this down and C. I think the result was good, but if it wasn't for Meacham doing some stuff in the background, I think she really elevated the match up to make it like she was definitely match MVP. Put her stuff like in the A. Everybody else kind of just was there. Jade Cargill did pretty decent, but the other two just kind of struggled to get that momentum. Then we had it was Naomi talking about the briefcase and Tiffany Stratton coming down. I think that was this is going to be a feud. I wish Naomi wouldn't be like I'm going after you, Tiffany. I feel like she should leave it open so we can always think that there's a possibility that she'll cash in on Io, even though I don't think we know that's probably not what's going to happen. But I kind of want that, like, just that little bit of you never know type of thing. But I feel like it's one sided. Obviously, Nia Jax attacked Tiffany out here. I feel like they're just going to rush that to another match just so they can do something. I guess I don't know. It feels like I'm kind of bored of that, and we need somebody else to be feuding with Tiffany. But I guess they don't really have anybody that's not in the tournament that they want to use. So overall, I think this is pretty decent. Again, I just would have changed a little bit of Naomi's wording to be like, "I might go after you" and stuff. I feel like just having it one sided isn't as fun, compared to some of the other, briefcase type cash in type stuff. So I'll put that up in A. Next up, we have the Wyatt Sick versus Machine Gun, Motor City Machine Guns. Honestly, I just didn't really feel this thing. I feel like the Wyatt Sick are just really good, like spooky bad guys that do attacks and stuff. But when they get down in the matches, like they're very competent in the ring, but they're not scary, or like they don't really have much of a aura around them when they're actually wrestling. I think this match just kind of suffered from being kind of a standard tag match. It just kind of was there. It feels like the Wyatt Sick are going to run through the tag division, which feels like you're kind of ruining your tag division by doing that, by having like them do it of all people. I don't really know. I guess I'm not really a big fan of this whole storyline. I am glad the Wyatt Sick are on TV, but I just feel like it's going to eat up this tag division. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. We have a second promo with John Cena. Sorry, I've been having this cough. I think it actually was started with him talking to Nick Aldis first, which this is just the meme of the year right here. I like that a lot. I don't know why I included it, maybe just for the memes, but yeah, for S tier meme. Next up, yeah, we had John Cena and CM Punk talking. I'm glad we're getting more and more screen time with them. They obviously have a lot of history and a lot of stuff, so we need to see that. Yeah, this feud I'm down for. I just wish it wasn't at Night of Champions. I really feel like this could have been a different Spain. I think just Night of Champions is going to kind of take the piss out of it. So put it up in S tier. I'm still excited for it. And then we had R-Truth attack John Cena. He attacked him in the opening segment also. Or, sorry, Ron Killings. I'm glad that they're doing this new character for him. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to see what happens. So I'll put it up in S tier. I don't know exactly what's going to come from it, but I'm happy either way. Next up, we had the women's Fatal 4-Way match. Chelsea Green got subbed out for Alba Fire. Not sure exactly why they did that story-wise. I think the match itself was still pretty good. The ending, I thought, was really good with having Bliss finish off... yeah, she got Candice LeRae while Flair was trying to do the submission. I think that's a good thing. Plus, I think this would be a good story to rehash between these two, especially if Bliss doesn't make it to the finals, maybe for Evolution. I think they would have a set-in little bit of a feud. Because I don't really know what to do with Charlotte Flair, but I'm glad she didn't win this whole thing, because I figured if she wins this first round, there was no stopping her after this. So, yeah, I'll put it up in B. Match was okay. Next up, this is more of just an update, but they told us who the mystery opponent was, or mystery person in the Raw bracket, which is now going to be Jey Uso. I had a video on it, and there was a million other people it could be. I think they're really setting themselves up here, because obviously Jay's not losing this part of the bracket. He's definitely going to face Cody, and then you have your two biggest baby faces going against each other. And actually, all of these people are baby faces that are in here. Obviously, your champions are heels, but who loses here? Because Orton versus Sami Zayn, it's interesting, but like who honestly wins? I feel like it has to be Orton by Karrion Kross taking out Sami Zayn, and then Rollins versus Jey Uso is kind of like, what do you do with that? Obviously, you would probably go Cody Rhodes, but then you just gave Jay two losses in those last three matches, and there's not much else you can do with that. And maybe he turns, but like, what would be the point of that? Like, he's the biggest, like one of the bigger baby faces in the company. You just wouldn't turn him for no reason. So I don't think I like that decision as much. So I'm gonna go put it down in D. And then finally, we had the other men's match, which was Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. This match I thought was fairly decent. I think there was a lot of like, it felt like just kind of awkward moments in the wrestling. Like people didn't know exactly where to be and all that. which it kind of goes that way when you have four guys in the ring, but I felt like you could definitely notice it on this compared to some of the other ones. So I think overall, I'll put it up into A. Obviously, Cody Rhodes won. I thought it was the decent decision to do that, but now they kind of wrote themselves into a weird corner. But overall, I'll probably put the show at an A, maybe like an A minus. I thought it was pretty good. The wrestling was, pretty solid. Me personally, I just think I would have swapped up the women's matches of like the participants. Mainly, I probably would have swapped Alba Fire and Piper Niven. Like you could have swapped them in those two, which I'm assuming, you know, was not going to be the case that they wanted to do. I don't know why they didn't do it. They did. I mean, I guess because Chelsea would have had the same problem. It's just you had both big components on C, and you really didn't have other people doing the work. Each of them had to do a lot for that. But yeah, overall, pretty decent episode. Really excited to see where they're going with this. And yeah, if you guys like these weekly SmackDown updates or reports or whatever you want to call it, reviews, I do them every single week. I do Raw, I do Evolution, not Evolution, Evolve. I've been calling it the opposite. Now I'm going to screw that up. But yeah, if you like that, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.